All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who does lead and rule well. Salutations to all you hopeful like Ahchyam pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And sincere Shalom also to you, Ahchyam and Aqua, for listening and learning, preparing ourselves here in these last days. And to the entire household of faith, fighting this good fight of faith, I want to say Shalom. This is your brother Quar from the DC camp. Come back at you with another lesson. And I'm entitled this one, A Snare is Being Set. Be wise, Ahchyam. All right. Hey, they want us. They want us, man. They want you, Jakes, man. you know, and they'll use anything to to demonize you. You know. So for us, Ahchyam, we ought to be wise now. I'm gonna just play a couple of videos and get some scriptures to show you, some of the what they're trying to, what they're trying to establish. This is Trump, as you already know, he's been setting up, his military in various, or he's trying to set up his military in various cities where Jake is at, and then they'll use these incidents, any little incidents with a Jake, and they amplify it, put it on the news and everything to demonize you. Although these certain things happens all the time in Babylon, and primarily a lot of the killings and stuff happens to comes from these Edomites. But of course, you are the face of it, right? So let me go ahead and play this one. Let me see if it's.
For far too long, Americans have been forced to put up with Democrat-run cities that set loose savage, bloodthirsty criminals to prey on innocent people. Really very, very innocent people. In every place, they control radical left judges, politicians, and activists. And they've adopted a policy of catch and release for thugs and killers. In Charlotte, North Carolina, we saw the results of these policies when a 23-year-old woman who came here from Ukraine met her bloody end on a public train. And here's a picture of it. This is the picture of it. And this is a picture of the woman, a beautiful young girl that never had problems in life, with a magnificent future in this country. And now she's dead. She was slaughtered by a deranged monster who was roaming free after 14 prior arrests. We cannot allow a depraved criminal element of violent repeat offenders to continue spreading destruction and death throughout our country. We have to respond with force and strength. We have to be vicious just like they are. It's the only thing they understand. 24 of the top 25 most dangerous cities in America are run by Democrat mayors. 50 people were murdered in Chicago in recent weeks, with hundreds being shot. And it's time to stop this madness. The people of our country need to insist on protection, safety, law, and order. We have proven that it can be done because we did it right here in D.C., in District of Columbia. The capital of America was a bloodthirsty, horrible, dangerous place, one of the worst. And now it's a crime-free city, and we're going to keep it that way. It can be done. It can happen fast. All we want is, please, Mr. President, we need help. Chicago needs help. Other cities need help. We'll do what has to be done because we're going to make America safe again, and that includes our big cities. We're going to make those cities safe. Thank you. For far too long, Americans have...
So when they talking about thugs and killers, they talking about you Jakes. And then you got these dudes in Chicago, how foolish, talking about this ain't DC. We got 1,000 gangs, and so they this is why we saying be wise, man. They gonna be the ones, the 2/3 that's gonna get mowed the fuck down, because they asking for it. Now the thing is, this devil is gonna have to be, and I'm talking about them in general. They're gonna have to be guilty, what they doing. And we don't condone, stabbing random people, but this is how they look at Jake as a whole, and we ought to be, wise, so that, this, when they do what they do, because they want to come for us either way, but when they do what they do, they want to look like they're justified, but if we are innocent, they're gonna have to pay for that. The Lord's gonna deal with them, and let me get, I think it's over here. What is that? Let me get this. She talking about that girl. Hold on, wait. Come on, man. The sound isn't. Oh, why is the sound not working? That's Satan. I don't know why the sound isn't working on this joint. Let me see if I can play it over here.
As a 34-year-old.
They might have, yeah, that's what happened. They removed her voice. She was talking big crazy. She was talking big crazy, but they removed her voice, man. I wish we could see it. And they talking about, she wanted to let Jake get out of, separate, get the hell out of the country, all this other stuff. We need to fight back, before they kill us and all this other stuff, like we the ones committing the most crimes and everything. Like she was going in, I wish the sound was still on here. Let me see if they got another video somewhere. Damn. But they act as if they don't do anything, man. That's the thing. Oh, man. If only I had that video, bro.
Lily Gaddis says she can't stand living around black people. Here's the video.
I prefer not to live around black people. I prefer not to live in a country where white people in our country are disproportionately attacked by black people. Austin Metcalf, where he asked a guy to leave, and he gets stabbed in the heart. I don't like what happens to me coming out of this community or that community. How is that a bad thing? How is that not just a preference?
Because you've literally made black people sound lesser human.
I can't,
You don't live around them. You want to use the N-word in relation to them, a word that causes that community unbelievable offense.
Is that my fault? If they have bad behavior, if they want to act in a certain way, if I have to cross the street and be afraid that maybe because of the crime statistics that are...
Now, this shirt that she's wearing right here is bad behavior. You guys like it?
So, yeah. I wish I could find that video, man. That just threw me off. Goddamn. But it is what it is, man. She was talking big crazy. They had to take... She's just nothing but the Edomite version of Captain Kirk, whatever his name is, Charlie Kirk. But they using these things. They was even trying to use that to ignite, these people against Jake. Let me see. Damn, that sucks. Now, we all know Trump want to make capital punishment. He want to bring back capital punishment, man. Which, hey, it is what it is. But he's been said these things, man. And then you got the U.S. attorney, they with it. They want the death penalty. Now, when you look at it, oh, damn, where's that one video? Could it be this one? This is Captain Kirk right here.
All prisoners are black.
Exactly.
So blacks commit
Group in this country to be convicted of crimes they did not commit. And
That's
then people like you have the nerve to parade all criminal exonerations. In fact, black people make up 55% of all murder exonerations. In honesty, he would have been making bad figures.
Okay, here we
commit more crimes than whites do. They commit more murders, they commit more arsons, they commit more kidnappings.
Talking about
For
Jake.
example, blacks are 13% of the population and they commit 58% of all the murders.
Okay, Let's talk about it. These are obviously racist claims, but I will respond to them as if Charlie Kirk were a reasonable person.
Black Americans are about 13 to 14% of the population.
Yes,
About half of all prisoners are black.
Wrong. Just 38% of America's prison population is black. That's according to the U.S. government. But it makes you wonder why Charlie feels the need to add an additional 12% to the black prison population. Could it be because his bigoted talking points only work if he exaggerates them? If Charlie were actually looking for the race that makes up half the prison population in the U.S., he'd look no further than white people at 57%.
Exactly.
So blacks commit more crimes than whites do.
Wrong. The word "so" is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence.
So
Exactly.
blacks commit more
I'm trying to
crimes.
get to a specific point in this
So, as
video.
in therefore, as
Because
in one
they
could
got the whole
conclude,
capital
but
punishment
Charlie
thing
knows
for
he's
murders.
lying. Even if he hadn't
But-
just lied
and this
about
is
the
what
black
happened with
prison
Trump in that,
population, Charlie is smart enough to know the correlation.
This is what happened with Trump and the Central Five. He wanted the death penalty for them, but they were innocent.
He's coming to an obvious conclusion.
So blacks
Instead, he's making an illogical, racist leap. Charlie knows that we don't have usable data about who commits crimes. It's impossible to have that data since so many crimes go both unreported and or unsolved. Charlie knows that we only have data about arrests and convictions. I'll come back to that data in a moment. What's painfully obvious is that Charlie Kirk isn't interested in understanding the statistics he so carelessly misquotes. He's interested in making bad faith arguments, something that becomes even more obvious in his next point.
blacks are 13% of the population, and they
This
commit
part.
58% of all the murders.
Wrong again, and loud this time. If Charlie were
58%
interested
of
in
all the
honesty,
murders,
he
it
would have
said.
mentioned the other 1350 statistic. Yes, black people are about 13% of the population, but make up 53% of all criminal exonerations.
See that?
In fact, black people make up 55% of all murder exonerations. Specifically, black people are more likely than any other group in this country to be convicted of crimes they did not commit. And then
see
people
that?
like you have the nerve to parade these stats around as though they prove something. The reality is that you probably know these stats.
That's what I was trying to get to. So they want to push this. They want to push this. And they leave out the fact that Jake is the most accused. Right?
The fact
Check
that
this
this
out.
story, old black men, it is your time to shine now. It is your time to shine now. Y'all are now on the
Jesus,
chopping
bruh.
block. If you think you was walking on eggshells then, oh, sweetie, it's about to be a different ball game now. If I was you, I would get the fuck off the internet and get my shit together immediately. The fact that this story got national coverage like that, especially from the White House, and this racist bigot is holding up a sign next to a little pretty fragile YT woman with a scary black man to the right. Oh baby, they about to give y'all hell out here. Y'all black conservatives, that shit is gonna go out the window. It's gonna go out the window. No one cares who you voted for. They are specifically targeting you. They are specifically targeting black and brown people, especially after this story. And I'm going to tell you how I know it's serious. This is an immigrant woman. She's not even American. Remember, Americans didn't care about immigrants. They told everybody to take their ass back to where they belong. And all of a sudden, a scary black man and unalive this YT woman. And it's a big, huge fucking deal. Because it's always a big, huge fucking deal when something happens to them. But when something happens to us, they sleep it under the rug. Which is why sundown towns still exist in America. Because no one gives a fuck about black lives. Oh no, we are the afterthoughts. But you know why? Don't nobody give a fuck about our lives? Because we got coon-ass ninjas up here. Coon-ass ninjas up here. Telling black folks, i.e. Charleston White, it ain't the white folks' fault. Oh no, it ain't the white folks' fault. Y'all need to stop playing victim. Stop playing the blame game. Ha 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 ha. Sounding loud, stupid, incompetent, and wrong. And wrong. As if systemic racism doesn't directly equate to the oppression of black people in this motherfucking country. But you finna find out now.
So yeah, she sees that they about to come for us. Now, check this junk out. This is Elon Musk. He said either we fight back or they will kill us. And they not showing the post, but I got it. This was the post. I don't know if you can see it. Some idiot Jake. It says, can Erica Kirk be next? then the two children can be placed with foster parents who will have them properly educated and growing up hating their parents. You know? And now these Edomites, they said pretty soon there's going to be a database with 20,000 people in it that's celebrating this dude's death. And this Elon Musk said, we got to fight back. You know, because this Edomite posted it and said, no unity, victory. That's what they want. They want to come after you Jakes, man. And I think I got one more video.
Man, fight back! White 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 man, fight back!
Yeah, so these Edomites, they tired of, you know, the supposed oppression that they feeling. The Jakes is oppressing them, man. And they want, look, it's called collective punishment. It's the sanctioning of an entire group for acts committed by only a few members of that group, which is prohibited under international humanitarian law as a war crime and is widely considered to be unfair, fueling cycles of retaliation rather than resolving conflict. But this is what they've always done to Jake. You know? This is what they've always done to Jake. And it's about to come back. You people, you Jakes really think that this... Yeah, and these are the same tactics. But you really think that these people aren't who the Bible say that they are, man. And you're going to find out. You know? I want to keep it on this part. Right here. You know? So this is what's coming, man. And then go ahead and get into these scriptures, man. You know? First, I'll get Psalm 37, then I'm going to get 38. This is Psalm 37 and 12. It says, the wicked plotteth against the just and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. All right, so yeah, they plotting against Jake. You know, like they all, you know, what they wanted to do. The enemy is going to come in like a great flood, man. You know, and as the scriptures say, you know, they're going to cast some of us into prison. Be thou faithful 10 days. But they doing it because they know they got a short time, you know, and we are like, I don't know. They feel good at coming at Jake whenever we got to be to blame for whatever they're going through, right? I think this is what's the scripture? Yeah, 38 and 12. This Psalm 38 and verse 12 says, "They also that seek after my life lay snares for me, and they that seek my hurt speak mischievous things and imagine deceits all the day long." And I wish you could have heard what that Edomite broad was saying, man. You know, she was going in. Like they got pure hatred for Jake, you know? So yeah, it says they seek my hurt and speak mischievous things and imagine deceits all the day long, man. This is what's happening. You know? They want to draw you into their net and they want to catch you, man. Let me see. What else do I want? This is Psalm 64. And let me see where I want to start at. Whoa. It's backwards. So Psalms is good for revealing these devils. Hey, but I must say, you know, Apostle Holly just put out a video, a quick 3-minute video, just talking about speaking in code, man. You know, this is a part of being wise. I know you got ICUPK and them saying that, you know, being wise is soft. You know, no, we supposed to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, man. And then our elder Monaghan, you know, he had seen what was, you know, happening even the day prior and was, you know, like, yo, be wise, man. You know, like, don't be like that Jake posting certain things on social media. Like that, even that woman say, hey, I would get off social media, man. You know? because some Jake don't know how to, they don't know how to control themselves, because they're gonna use everything against us, But what do I want? Yeah, really the whole chapter is fire. So and it's short, so I'll read it. Psalm 64 verse 1 says, "Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them?" All right. Hey, but this is what they're going to do, man. But it says, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they're going to fall into their own trap, man. It says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Now, when this Captain Charlie Kirk got shot, they was looking to blame Jake so bad. They was hoping that it was somebody else, And then once they realized it was one of them, the whole conversation shifted, And we must have unity. But now they still like, no unity, we want victory. And they still pointing the blame at Jake. It's just, these people are deranged, man. Hey, but we knew these things, man. All right. This is Psalm 140. Psalms 140 and let me see what verse. It's pretty much the same type of prayer. Deliver me, verse 1, deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually they are gathered together for war. This is what we're seeing. They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. And this is what they're going to use to blame and kill you, man. They inciting their people against you. It was another video. I don't know if I had it. But you had this old 70-year-old veteran was saying the best Negro is a dead Negro, man. And then you got these other two Edomites like, no, we don't agree with that. But this is how they feel, man. And so they enticing. Let me see if I got it. They enticing these people against you, man. And both of these goddamn things could be a psyop, Or they use certain things to incite certain things or pass certain laws, Verse 4, keep me, O Yahweh, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purposed to overthrow my goings. The proud have hid a snare for me and cords. They have spread a net by the wayside. They have set gins for me, Salah. And we asking for the Lord to, protect us, man. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, man. I'm jumping down to verse 8. It says, grant not, O Yahweh, the devices of the wicked. Further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves, Salah. As for the head of those that compass me about, let the mischief of their own lips cover them. Let burning coals fall upon them. Let them be cast into fire, into the deep pits, that they rise not up again. Let not an evil speaker be established in the earth. Evil shall hunt the violent man to overthrow him. I know that Yahweh will maintain the cause of the afflicted and the right of the poor. Surely the righteous shall give thanks upon thy name. The upright shall dwell in thy presence. All right. Yeah, man. Let me get something in the pocket for real quick. And I gotta hurry up as I'm about to go. What am I looking for? Sirach 9. Sirach 9 and Sirach 9 and 13 says, keep thee far from the man that have power to kill. So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come into him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. This is wisdom. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. All right. As near as thou canst guess at thy neighbor and consult with the wise, let thy talk be with the wise, and all the communication in the law of the Most High. All right. So the Lord has given us wisdom. This is how we're supposed to move. All right. Sirach, 51. But you don't want to fall into their trap, man. Sirach 51 and 2, it says, for thou art my defender and helper, and hast preserved my body from destruction, and from the snare of the slanderous tongue, and from the lips that forge lies, and has been mine helper against mine adversaries. All right. So, because, they're going to be looking to forge lies, and slander us, man. But this is why the scriptures say that. 2 Corinthians 6 and 3, giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed. Because remember, man, Psalms 125 and 3 talks about the rod of the wicked shall not rest upon the lot of the righteous, man. Lest the righteous put forth his hands to iniquity. So, let me get a couple more. This is Psalm 10. You see most of these is in Psalms. In verse 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. I think that's pretty much it. Let me see something. Lamentations 3. That's pretty much what I wanted to get, man. But they looking to come for you, Jakes, man. They passing certain laws, and they want you to fall right into that trap, man. And so that's why wisdom and discretion, the scripture says, discretion shall preserve thee, and wisdom and stability should be the strength of thy times, man. And throughout Ahchyam for giving us the right leaders to guide us in this time, because a lot of these Jakes, they ain't gonna know what to do. They're gonna be in darkness and they're gonna get caught up in this stuff, man. And I'm gonna say this, man. People not gonna be ready for the judgment that the Lord is about to bring. They're not gonna be able to stomach it, man. A lot of death is going to come to Jake, and they're going to, a lot of people going, blame the Lord. They're going to not believe in the Lord, man. When really their unbelief and not believing this gospel is why this stuff is going to happen to them, man. So, Lord's willing, that was edifying. Till the next lesson, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. I want to say Shalom.